You are now listening to OverSaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Hey, what's cracking, YouTube? We are OverSaturated, the podcast. First off, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button on this video if you like the content. But I'm Ralph.
I'm Johnnie.
And you know why you're here. You done clicked the video, you saw what we saying. We said we're reviewing Falcon and Winter Soldier. Episode 3. The Power Broker.
Yeah, man.
Power Broker.
We here. We back on the wagon now. We back to the good content now. For me, episode 2 was a bit of a lull, just a bit.
Yeah.
But we back to it now.
Yeah, I think this was a good mix of everything that you really want from, I guess, this show in particular. We're not gonna say all shows or MCU shows, but just this show and what we were kind of looking for. But we're halfway through the season mark, episode 3. We're pretty much getting to our big bad, I guess you would say, of this season. The Power Broker.
We still getting there. It's like more details, more information about the Power Broker.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming out. Like he was name dropped a bunch of times. So yeah, we just and that's the title of the episode, the Power Broker.
Yeah.
So
let's get into just the overall recap, overall review of the show, and then we'll get into like the detail by detail recap. Yeah. So beware of spoilers.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Spoiler alert. We talking about all of it.
Yeah, we're about to get into that. What do you think about this episode before we go forward?
I thought this was a really, really good episode. A good mix between dialogue and action.
Yeah.
A lot of cameos.
Yeah.
To me, a big cameo at the end.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. I thought overall this was a really, really, really good episode. Yeah. A big step up from episode 2.
Same here. Like this was a good episode. Like you said, I think the acting was, for what it is. The acting was great. Yeah. The action is always top notch. My man's is back, so we'll talk about that too. It's a lot of callbacks, and I think that you just have to be like into the MCU to really catch a lot of this stuff. Yeah, man. A lot of the stuff is gonna go over your heads, just you even being a regular fan, because they put Easter eggs in there just to throw you off, or just like you had to read the whole series of comic books to know that they're talking about this place, and this place is relative to something, and this, I'm like, okay, but no, this episode was great. So we're starting off with what?
So actually, we opened the episode with a video from the Global Repatriation Council. I hope I said that right.
Is repatriation? Well, I didn't know what it was. Like I know it's a GRC. Like
right, right.
I forgot what the R stood for.
I don't know. Okay. But so we start with a video from that, basically detailing the world initiative of getting people back to their home country and all that, which I thought it was an interesting video.
Well, that's a good thing about shows like this. It really it's kind of like, you remember in kind of sidebar, but it's tying to this. You know how in the Resident Evil movies they'll make the Umbrella Corporation seem like something great, but it's not. Yeah. And this is pretty much what the GRC is. It may have quote unquote good intentions, but it's not. It's not.
Yeah, and we see that because as soon as that commercial or whatever it is over, we get Value America again. We get Value America, and they're going into this haven where
the Flag Smashers were.
Yeah, because they were looking for Carly. Yeah. But then we get this dialogue between I'm calling him Value America just so y'all know, because he is Value America. We get this dialogue between Value America and I guess the guy that was actually lending his space to the Flag Smashers. Yeah. They have an exchange. The guy says, "Yeah, I know who you are, but I don't care." But then my man's got All lives matter on it.
Yeah, you got spat on, man. The thing with that was interesting is I think that even though he knows he's not getting the respect that a Captain America deserves, and I think he thinks that the title
just automatically
comes with the respect. No, people respected Steve Rogers. I ain't never seen nobody spit on Steve Rogers. He got his ass beat, but that was by the ops though. You know what I'm saying? But it was nothing,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But they ain't nobody never spit in my man's face.
Yeah. He feels that since he was chosen by the U.S. government that the world is going to just automatically respect him because of what he thought the symbol of being Captain America was. When it, like you said, it's the person. It's the person.
Now it's starting to tie back in. Remember that conversation we had in pre-prod about just, thinking about certain things? Now the thing is, this was a long intro.
Yeah.
This was a long intro. Okay, that's probably why I just, went by. But the thing with the GRC, they're using Cap and Battlestar, whatever, his real name is, I forget. But they're using them to kind of get on the trail of the flag smashers. Mm-hmm. But then you cut scene to Bucky and Falcon. Right. They're on the trail of the other way. Like, we gonna get it the underground way. Y'all doing it the, I guess the cop way. You know what I'm saying? Right. But Falcon and Winter Soldier, they pull up to prison. And do we see Baron Zemo. My mans. That, I didn't realize how much of a fan I was of Zemo. Like, I always kind of rock with him because of his charisma from Civil War and just him being one of the underrated villains. Like, people that dismantle the Avengers, like all the low-key Avengers villains are top tier.
Oh yeah.
Loki,
Ultron,
Thanos. And then Thanos. But even Zemo from Civil War, you can count him as an Avengers.
Right.
Avengers,
that was Avengers 2.5.
Yeah. So with that being said, I was so happy that he's back. I was just so happy to see him. It was just everything about Zemo in this episode. We'll get to it, but just that, that exchange. It wasn't necessarily an exchange, but it was just like a conversation between Zemo and Bucky. Yeah. You could just feel the tension there.
Yeah, it's crazy because I love their conversation. Yeah, because it was like it was almost like a cat and mouse type of talk because Bucky knows he needs Zemo to get the information he needs. Mm-hmm. Zemo figured out that Bucky actually needed him within 2 minutes of having a conversation. Yeah. And Zemo even apologized for all the shit that happened in Civil War, for framing him. He was telling him, look, I'm sorry I framed you, but I needed to in order to finish my goal or whatever, which I thought was dope. Yeah. Hey man, I might be a Zemo fan now. Oh, no, I ain't gonna front. I'm not gonna front.
We talked about this, maybe not on the camera or whatever, but I was just like, Zemo coming back? I always say, Zemo coming back? I'm with it. So now we cut to some garage that Bucky and Falcon are in, right? And he's pretty much describing the prison break. But you've seen this in pretty much any action movie or things like that. Right. Where some elaborate scheme to get him out of prison. And he got out.
When I saw the scheme of Zemo getting out of prison, I thought to myself, wow, this is happening. Why hasn't he done this before? Why hasn't he been done this? Well, but I guess he hasn't really had a reason to.
I think the thing with Zemo is, and I admire this about him, I think he just has to have a reason. I said, I need. What am I getting out for? And
that's why I respect Zemo a lot more after watching this episode. Yeah. Just because he has a goal, he does what he needs to do to achieve that goal, and then he go back to chilling. That's it. I rock with that. Yeah, I rock with that.
Yeah. So then we get to Zemo. He's out of prison. Then you get this exchange between Falcon, Zemo, and Bucky, which is gold. It's gold. He's like, you shut up. It was just certain things like that. He was like, oh, okay. And he was so humble. And then you realize Zemo's royalty. Now, this is a complete contradiction to his origin story from Civil War because he was an operative. He was in the military or something like that. So now he's a prince.
Well, it could have been that Yeah, he was royalty before, but maybe in his own mind, he just decided he wanted to go to the military just because. Maybe because that's the type of guy Zemo is.
Yeah.
He was like, I was always royalty before your people jumped up.
Yeah. That's nuts, though.
I mean, hey.
No, I'm just saying.
He
Like,
makes him doing crazier.
Well, you know what? Scratch that. Just thinking about like old school kings, they still ride out their horse. They still, get it cracking.
Listen,
so I guess,
kings sometimes have to get their hands dirty.
Yeah, so okay. Fair enough then.
So,
okay.
Yeah. Might I say Zemo was probably top 10 freshest villains ever?
Bro.
That coat was fire.
The drip.
Come on now.
It was real.
Baron Drip Zemo. That's his new name. That's his new name.
I thought it was dope because like they needed Zemo, and Zemo, like, he pulled up to the garage. They found all these cars and these. He pretty much got his stuff together to get on that plane, and they had to go to Madripoor, which is like a big comic book Easter egg. Like, I had to look that up. It has like connections to mutants and stuff like that. So I'm like, that's huge. That's a huge reveal. Where we can get back to Madripoor. Like, that's not a place that's been blown up, so we can finally get to other little things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's dope. But one thing I enjoyed was like the back and like Zemo's commentary. This whole episode was just like,
yes, on point.
Like, okay, they have to go to this low life bar to meet like a dealer of some sort to figure out what's going on with these the super soldier serum. So he told Bucky straight up, here, you're gonna have to be something that you're not. I mean, something that you don't want to be again. So we all know that that's the Winter Soldier.
Yep. And
Falcon has to be like some African prince or something like that. And then Falcon was like, hey man, you got me dressed like a pimp. He's like, only Black Americans think that when you see a fashion forward man, he's a pimp.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
I had to rewind it. I was like,
he barred his ass a pimp.
I was like, right, exactly. So I was like, okay, now that's what's up. Then we get to the bar. Everybody's like, dang, is that Winter Soldier? Everybody know Winter Soldier.
Yeah, come on now.
Everybody know Winter Soldier. So
name in the streets.
You get into the whole like I'm undercover trope, like, oh, you want your usual, like, the drink thing and stuff like that. So he had to play along. And Sam didn't want to do it, but he did it. And unfortunately Bucky didn't want to do it. And I'm not gonna lie. To see Bucky move the way that he moved, like when that shit was gold. I'm not gonna lie.
The entire series so far is him trying to get away from being the Winter Soldier, but he slid back into being a Winter Soldier so easy. And honestly, for a brief second, it looked like he was enjoying it.
I thought he was.
It looked like he was enjoying it.
At first, I was like, I forgot for the split second that he told him that you're gonna have to play. I thought I was like, wait, he snapped back? Like, I was like, wait, he's back?
That's how good he looked in this shit. Like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. So then they actually they get to the lady that they're actually there to see. I forget her name. Sylvie.
Yeah.
And her and Zemo, they have their discussion. And then Sam gets his phone call
from his sister, and she I'm like, why'd you I was like, why is your vibrator that loud? Like, I was like, sister blew up the spot,
the whole spot. And honestly, for a second, he might have gotten away with it had she not said his name. I feel like he would have got away.
I thought that was actually going to happen.
That she said his name.
No.
You thought he was gonna get away?
Yeah, I thought he was gonna get away with it. So yeah,
man. So they're compromised, so now they have to fight. But they actually get saved. Now there's a sharpshooter outside that shoots basically everybody in the room. Yeah. Who did you think that was?
I had no idea. I didn't even. I wouldn't even go play like I knew. I didn't know.
I thought it was going to be Value America and what's her name. I really thought it was them.
Yeah.
But it turns out to be Sharon Carter. And I didn't realize that was her in the bar. She was in the bar before all this stuff popped off. Like, I don't know if you remember, but somebody put their hood on and walked away.
Oh yeah,
that was her.
Okay, I remember that.
I didn't know that until I went back and watched. So
now that's dope.
Yeah.
Like, so we get another callback to Civil War, which is Sharon Carter. Like, I like how they're putting all these little characters, and there's another little character that we'll get to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's minor if you were there, you see it, you remember it.
Right.
Like, Sharon Carter's like not the she's not even as big as Peggy Carter. Peggy Carter gold as shit. Older, like, you know, Peggy got her own show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you know, nobody think about Agent 13. You know what I'm saying? Nobody think about us. But then again, she comes up. And it's good to see that she's been on the run. She's just been kind of like doing like little rogue missions.
You think so?
I think, well, that's the way that she was talking, right?
I thought she just set up shop in Madripoor and now she just a stolen art dealer.
Well, she said that she could never go back home. That's why the whole thing, she was like, they was talking about getting her a pardon, like from Falcon. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was like, well, she can't go back home. Like, she was a U.S. operative. Like, why she can't go home?
Because she stole Captain America's shield.
Was she British?
No, she was American.
She was American. Auntie was British.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But remember in Civil War, she
sided with. Oh yeah, I thought she sided with the other people.
No, she sided with Cap now.
Okay, but she stole the shield. That's what.
Yeah, she took the shield out of because you know they confiscated the shield and the wings. Okay. And she got that stuff back for them. So because she stole it, she's an enemy of the state now. So she can't even go to the States.
And that's why she was talking to Falcon like the way that she was, because she wants a pardon. They were trying to partition for something. I might have missed that detail.
They needed information on who was making the serum, and she wanted to get her name pardoned to get back to the States. That was the whole exchange before the party in her house.
Yeah, and then the party in the house, which I thought was a great mix of everything was good, and then even Zemo dancing, everything was just great about that scene. I'm not gonna hold you, that was
the little fist bump. She was crazy.
That might be so awkward, man.
Right, you a baron, you royalty.
Yeah, but we get to the shipyards.
Yes,
and we finally see the scientists that created all of this, and then everybody has a blip story. I like how they tie the blip in. It's crazy. You don't want to sit here and say the blip is it's an overarching thing, but it is. It affected half of the world.
I'm about to say, you have to realize the magnitude of what the blip was. Literally, half of existence went away. Yeah. So, that, just thinking about that is insane. Mm-hmm. And you got to think about people's lives. People may have been in the middle of having a party or dancing or sleep, and then all of a sudden you gone and then come back. That's very significant. So I feel like that's going to be a theme throughout Phase 4 and 5. Yeah. Or maybe the rest of the universe.
Well, no, they can drag that out.
You don't think so? maybe through Phase 4 and that's it.
Yeah, definitely Phase 4. But I after so long, all right, fam.
That's how I feel about the Tony Stark. That's how I feel about it.
All right, fam. Yeah. But I thought it was dope, just that story from the scientists. You can this backstory as to how he did what he did. Mm-hmm. I was snapped away for 5 years, and then this underground dealer helped me get
back to
what I was doing, and I finished my job. I completed the objective. Now you can probably answer this for me better than anybody else can. Why did Zemo shoot him?
So Zemo's whole thing, just in his life in the MCU, is that he hates superpowered people. Dr. Nagel is the person that can create them. Yeah. So he killed him. That's the reason.
Okay, I thought he was talking too much. You giving away the secrets. He's the
only person in the MCU that has been able to not only recreate the serum, but make it to where you don't need all these machines. Yeah. Your body's not going to transform. You could be you. And he made 20. He tells us that he made 20 doses of it. And Carly stole all of them, and gave them to 8 people. So now it's 12 left out there.
Okay, it makes sense now. I mean, it was I didn't get it. I was just why? Yeah. Why would you do this?
And that may have been the entire reason why he broke himself out of jail. Oh, I know how I can get to the person that makes these serums. I can kill him. This whole shit will be over now.
Then Zemo goes, I was waiting on the aha, he fucked you moment.
Yeah,
the whole episode.
Yep.
Like, and that never happened.
Never came.
It never came. Like, so he's actually part of the team. Like, well, foreseeable.
I was going to say, do you think it's going to happen at some point in this series? We got 3 episodes left.
If, like, this is the thing. He's out of prison, and I'm pretty much knocking off these superhero people. His methods are just going to be completely different. Like, he doesn't mind killing, where I don't think, Falcon and Winter Soldier, they'll do it to defend themselves, but Zemo, I'll just kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's nothing. It's light work. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he was so badass, man. Just the way he was, I was like, dang, Zemo, I didn't know he moved like that. But you have to think, not only is he royalty, he was an operative. Yeah. We just never seen that.
Exactly.
We just never seen that. I think that's why I was just like, oh, he got moves too. Yeah. He can shoot. He can,
And that's why I appreciate these TV shows.
Yeah.
It's like we get a deeper dive into these characters. Like we see more of their lives.
Yeah. Because Zemo was so serious throughout Civil War. He had not one moment where you laughed. I laughed at him way more in a 30-minute, 40-minute show than I did in a 2.5 hour movie.
Yep. Yeah, you can flesh out these characters more, man. It's beautiful because I feel like it's being done right.
Yeah,
it's great, man.
Yeah,
it's great.
And I mean, and then Sharon Carter, she was holding her own at the down there before. Everybody was like,
she took out hella bounty hunters.
Yeah.
So it's a bounty on Bucky, Sam, and Zemo. It's a bounty on all their heads. So that's where all the bounty hunters came from. And Sharon taking out all of them. She took out like 10, 12 of them.
She was killing too.
Yeah. I think, and maybe I'm jumping ahead here, but something's off about Sharon.
I'm glad you pointed that out because now you did say she's running something, right? Like she's ahead of something.
Well, so from the episode, she had stolen art that she sells to people. Mm-hmm. That was her apartment, like where they had the party and shit at.
So you think she's like on the other side, or she might be with the GRC?
I'm not sure.
Because the thing is about fronts like the GRC or just Allah or Umbrella Company for my Resident Evil people, they have a big they have a big presence, right? Mm-hmm. But they do have roots that are very, very rotten. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have other underground stuff. So maybe that's what Sharon is doing to fund whatever the GRC has.
Got you.
Like, you got illegal art with me or, this trap art. You know what I'm saying? What we doing?
What I think, and I could be completely wrong here, I feel like she has some tie to the power broker. Because anytime the power broker's name is mentioned, her face goes like kind of stale. And then at the very end of the shipyard scene, she gets in a car with a driver. She's like, "Oh, we got an issue on our hands."
But that never
never materialized.
Yeah. I mean, but it will. I think.
Oh, well, yeah, right.
But it was just interesting to see that because like when I first saw, I was like, "Oh, what we on, Sharon? I thought we was good. I thought we was straight." But no, I guess not.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Something is off. I'm very interested to see what it is, but something about her is super off.
Yeah.
So now we get Sam, Bucky, Zemo back on the flight. They were heading somewhere, but then realized that they needed to make a detour to go to where they believe Carly is about to be.
Yeah. Oh, and we got to talk about Carly. She's not as innocent, and she started to make a turn for said worse, right?
Yeah.
She blew up that GRC compound with innocent
people in it. Yep.
Yeah, those people are innocent regardless of whatever your mission is. So, even the driver or the guy that was with her, not her driver, but just the person that was along with the mission, he was just like, there are people in there, but she was like, this is the only way that they understand.
Yep.
And that's gonna make it hot.
Facts. Do you think that's her? Do you think that's the serum messing with her brain, or do you think that's just the evolution of her becoming a villain?
That's just the evolution because I think you've been doing the Robin Hood thing for so long, and you fight to defend yourself or to get what you need to complete the objective. But now it's kind of like they keep coming after me,
right?
Or coming after us. And then they did kill, Buddy from last episode. We did talk about that. Remember when they were getting ready to load the plane, and my man said, "I'll stay behind." He sacrificed himself when the power broker or those people came up in those towers. Yeah.
But that was his choice, though.
But still, my man's had to die, so somebody gotta go. I mean,
listen. He was down for the cause that much that he sacrificed himself so the rest of his team could get away.
But she was still visibly shooken by that.
Cause that was her people. That was her people.
Well, somebody got to die. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just.
All I know is I feel like at the end of this series, there's going to be a really huge fight between Carly and her people, Falcon Winter Soldier, Value America Battlestar. Sharon Carter's going to be here somewhere.
It's going to be a big fight.
And whoever the power broker is.
Since we had so many callbacks in Civil War, it's going to be a big Civil War type fight at the airport.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Speaking of, right, we do get a mention of Wakanda in this episode, which was rightfully so, and you didn't think that Wakanda operatives had the same type of heat for Zemo as the way that they did for Ulysses Claw. But it does make sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense. I didn't even think about it like that. I was like, damn, they did happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he did use the Winter Soldier to do that. So now that we know Winter Soldier was under the influence, and that wasn't necessarily his doing under his right mind, because he's been under our tutelage. So we know he good. Oh, that's the man's? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Zemo was the one that actually planted the bomb and killed King T'Chaka.
So that's your man. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now we at the last scene of the movie, right? Mm-hmm. Did you notice the Kamoya bead when you picked it up?
Yep. I was like, as soon as they focused on it, you picked it up, I was like, only he would know what a Kamoya bead is.
Exactly.
So that's why it made sense. I was just like, oh, somebody from Wakanda's coming.
I was like, oh, shit. That was fun. Like, that whole sequence was dope as hell. I'm so glad nobody spoiled that for me. Yeah. It was dope. Yeah. Now, did you think it would have been Shuri or somebody?
No, not Shuri. I thought it was definitely going to be Okoye. Okay. But Okoye is too big of a character, in my opinion. That's why I think they used the character that they used. I don't know her name, but I do remember her from Civil War and Black Panther. Yes. So it's dope to see that they use somebody that you can still recognize as a Wakandan, and you didn't have to pull anybody from that main cast, because Danae, I can't pronounce the last name, but the woman that plays Okoye is a big actress. So you know what I'm saying, that would have been, I guess that would have been too big of a crossover.
Right. Now the lady, her MCU name is Oya, if I'm not mistaken, and she's the second in command to Okoye.
Okay, so that's what's up.
Yeah. And so that reveal was fire.
She actually had speaking lines in Super War too, so it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't like they just pulled
move or you will be moved.
He was like, as much as I would like to see that.
That shit was fire.
I love the whole thing. But no, that was a huge reveal. So now we get Wakandans in this. Well, they're already in the MCU, but I'm just saying in the show. Yeah. So I think that's dope.
So now this is a fourth person added to the team, because I would assume that she's gonna join them on their hunt for Carly.
No. She ain't looking for Carly. She
wants Zemo. That's right.
She on Zemo.
Oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't know what's about that. I don't know what's about to happen.
I don't want the Wakandans to get their revenge right now. Let my man
until
Zemo get out of pocket. Leave him alone. But he already out of pocket because he killed T'Chaka.
No, facts.
Damn it.
Man, this is great. This is great. What's going to happen?
This is a struggle. Because I'm torn. You know what I'm saying?
It's like my man, Zemo got mad bodies on his hand. Yeah. King T'Chaka included. Yeah. But my man's hella likable.
Yeah. That's the thing about great villains. Like, you do enjoy them as a personality.
It is nuts, man. This is great. This is great TV.
Yeah.
Shout out to the MCU, man. So,
I mean, hey, man, they killed Loki and they brought him back. Not necessarily brought him back, but they
times. And he got his own show.
Right. It's the Loki from 2012 that got his own show, not the Loki that died in Infinity War. If we want to be, Endgame, we want to be a book. Keep it a book. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. Loki hella young. But anyway. Okay, so predictions for episode 4.
I have none. I don't, because all those predictions just go out the window, honestly, because I'm enjoying this show so much. Yeah. I really am, man. It really feels like a short movie, like a short MCU movie.
100%. This episode for me was so good that I actually went back and watched Civil War last night. Yeah. Like that's how good this episode was for me. Yeah. And to see to see how Zemo was introduced in the MCU, to seeing him in the show, it's like, I never would have imagined this is the type of character he actually was from watching Civil War to watching
Civil War, he was so serious.
Yeah,
and, I mean, and rightfully so.
He was on a mission. He was on a mission, and he was going to stop at nothing to complete it, which he did complete it. But and I guess since that was done, it's like he can go back to being his usual self. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
So it's dope. It's dope as fuck, man. This MCU is fire, man. It's fire. I can't say anything else. It's fire. So
hey man, that's dope, man. But I ain't got nothing else to let you do.
I'm good, man.
Well, hey YouTube, we'll catch you guys next week. That was episode 4 of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Oh, that was 4. 3. Damn. Okay, episode 3 of Falcon and Winter Soldier, the Power Broker. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell, and you make sure you hit the thumbs up button on this video. And we'll holler at you guys next week.
See y'all next week.
Peace.